Hey, it's Cosmic Charles, and I'm back with another video. So this is going to be my second attempt at filming this burn list because I apparently wasn't recording for the first two matches of my previous league. I was almost positive I was, but I don't know, I was playing with my cat, so I guess I missed. So hopefully we're going to run it back and hopefully have a good league here. So this is Axe Burn, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. And the reason why I'm playing it is I've noticed that other people are actually playing Axeburn now. It's a list that I guess, innovated. Like most people weren't doing Inventor's Axe Burn. Inventor's Axe was being played, but as a part of like a larger equipment package. So it was pretty nice to see other people playing it. So I thought, hey, maybe I will revisit it. So I've made some changes to the list. Notably, I've cut the big card draw spells. See, now we're running. There's a couple reasons for this. One, we only run 18 lands. So while the draw 2 could be good if you're flooding and you can draw into more cards, if you're not flooding, it's extremely awkward. You want to sacrifice an artifact with it, which gives you some friction with Galvblast, and it also kind of, because it casts 2, that's like 2 spells you could cast if you have spells in your hand. And another thing is, every time I tried to use it, or to dig deeper into my deck, or to draw out a flood, it just had a very low conversion rate of actually converting that card draw into action spells, or even when it did, it would just be too slow. So I've decided instead to make the deck more consistent just by writing more of what you want to be doing, which is burning people out. So I have 3, so now I'm doing a 3 and 3 split with Gingerbrute and Reckless Lackey, and I'm running 4 Lava Spike just to put myself up to 16 bolts. Lightning Bolt, Lava Spike, Chain Lightning, and Galvblast. Reckless Lack is good as here because it gives you something to do if you are flooding. It's a bit of flood insurance because you can mana sink to sacrifice to draw a card. Similar to with like Experimental Synthesizer, it gives you something to do if you have been flooding. So I felt like it just wasn't necessary to have the draw 2 in the deck, and it just didn't have that great conversion rate. Gingerbrute's also pretty good for late game stuff since you can like toss your axes on there. So we're going to run it back to this league. We're going to hope that we draw well/face good matchups, because one of the things about this deck is that everybody is prepared for both Affinity and Burn, and we are kind of like an Affinity Burn deck. So, like, it is going to be an uphill battle. We're hoping to get some pretty broken starts and just, like, go in and deal a lot of damage. Lava Spike performed really well my previous league that I unfortunately missed the first two matches on. We're hoping to see Lava Spike perform well this league too. In the sideboard, I've moved Tectonic Hazard into the board in order to fit the 4 copies of Lava Spike rather than doing a 2 and 2 split. There have been times when, even when Tech Edge has been good, Lava Spike would be better, just because it deals 3 to the face right away. So I am really liking the Lava Spike list. Another source of friction I've been seeing is whether or not to even bring in the Red Blast against blue decks. I still think it's right, because we have all of these cheap creatures, and now that we're up to 18, it has given us a lot more consistency, because when I was playing this list before in preparation for this video, with the card draw spells, I noticed that the matches where I didn't have my early creatures, it was pretty brutal. So this gives me more early game creatures, because you want to be able to be chipping in for that damage in the early game, then finishing them off with your bolt spells in this like classic Sly fashion. All right, we are still recording, and we're up against Tron Zera, and this is an unkeepable hand because we have no land, so we'll ship it back. Mulligan. We can keep this. Lots of land, lots of interaction. I'd want to keep... I'm going to get rid of the Experimental Synthesizer here and just go for more aggression in the early, hoping not to flood out. Part of the problem about not running card draws... Oh, man. So now this is bad because Lava Spike... Not Lava Spike. Lava Dart is something that could be a problem. We are just going to lead with the Tomb Raider. If they have the Bolt, they have the Bolt. There's no but I mean, this is going to be my play. You could lead with the Lackey because they're less likely to bolt a Lackey, but I feel like it's just right to do that. Next turn, we're going to go Reckless Lackey, Gingerbrute. Okay, so it's actually going to be Chain Lightning into Reckless Lackey. Chain Lightning, and Reckless Lackey. Okay. Combat. Swing in for 1. I'm doing the Lackey instead of the Ginger Brute because of Lava Dart, because I have to imagine these things are getting Lava Darted. If they just play a Gutter Snipe, we will Galv Blast it. So I imagine these Ginger Brutes might not even connect, but we're going to try anyway. So Ginger Brute and Ginger Brute and combat. If they do manage to survive until I untap, I have Galv Blast up, but that's just so unlikely that I really don't think it's going to. Surely they have Lava Dart, Flashback, Lava Dart, and even not Flashback, Lava Dart is going to be a problem, because that puts us to 2 artifacts. So they don't Flashback the Lava Dart. I guess they're saving that for when they have a Gutter Snipe or something on the table. Alright, they have 3 cards in hand, but they have the Highway Robbery that they plotted the previous turn. I guess they discard the Snacker here. We aren't going to go after that. They play another land, and what do? Gutter Snipe. Now they bolt our Lava Dart thing. So we're going to kill this Gutter Snipe. So Galv Blaster, Gutter Snipe. I imagine now they kill our Ginger Brute with a Lava Dart, and this is the time to do it. Don't know why they wouldn't. Unless they really value having 4 lands. Lightning Bolt our face, and then Lava Dart our Ginger Brute to deal 4 to us, I imagine. No, our Lackey. Okay. And now... Oh, and they don't Lava Dart. I guess they do really value the land, so we'll just Lava Spike them. And we'll get in for 1. Okay, they have 1 card in hand, but nothing plotted. But they could easily draw into another draw 2 spell. Really surprised they didn't Lava Dart our Ginger Brute there. I feel like they would want to, unless they have another Gutter Snipe. That could be a reason not to. Kaseg. Alright, I guess they want us to pay into it. So we're still going to we're still going to Synthesizer here. Hope to draw a way of killing their Kaseg Flame Breather. Alright. Synth. Always yield. Mountain. Make the Ginger Brute unblockable. I imagine they're just going to Lava Dart this. But it's still worth getting in there. I mean, why wouldn't you Lava Dart this? Like, I'm so surprised. I might consider gaining 3 life with it, but I feel like I just want to keep getting the damage through. Alright, now they go... Grab the prize. Great draw for them. And we're down to 13. Probably losing this game. We're hoping to have a better start this league, because I don't like starting leagues where I lose the first one. I don't think that's as entertaining. Of course, the burn matchup here is about 50-50, which is pretty expected. So we cannot cast this Galv Blast, unfortunately, to kill that thing. We need to go give this haste. We can do it in response to their Lava Dart, but we would need to, but we can't do it like before that. I do think that we're probably dying here. Okay, here comes the Lava Dart, finally. Okay, here's a Lava Dart. Now we can Galv Blast. I'll Galv Blast them. I feel like it's too late for me to Galv Blast or Kaseg, and I just need to wait until... And I just need to hope to get a little lucky here. Surprisingly, they're not attacking with their Kaseg either. There's Grab the Prize. There's Sneaky Snacker. We can scoop it up and move into the next one, I think. I don't think there's any one... Oh, actually, there is a way. Is there? I don't think there's a way of us winning here. We're going down to 5. Galv Blast... not Galv Blast. Fire Blast kills us. Any spell off the top kills us. Or in fact, they don't even need to cast a spell. So I don't know how we could possibly win. Yeah, there's no way for us to win here. Concede game. I was thinking experimental synthesizer into Galvblast, but that would only be 4. So moving on to game 2, we're going to bring in our... So here is what I've been doing against them. Card view. We are going to cut 2 Inventor's Axes because it's a bit of a liability. We're going to cut our Ginger Brutes because they just kind of die to Lava Darts. And we're going to bring in 1, 2, 3, 4 Tech Edges. And I also bring in 1 Relic because you can draw a card. Just kind of to cantrip because I'm less convinced that our axes are going to get there. And 3 feels like a lot. So we'll run it back. I've had, like, I'd say like this matchup, I have no idea if it's 50-50, slightly unfavorable or slightly favorable. Like, it seems to be just right on that edge. This is a really, really bad hand, but we're going to keep it anyway and hope just not to draw any more lands. I'm really hoping that we don't lose this one because I don't like starting out 0-1, but, you know, I might just continue to do it anyway. Like, my previous league was a 3-2, but we had a really good start against them. So let's see, do they mill a Lava Dart? We'll still Inventor's Axe onto this Clockwork Percussionist, even if they mill a Lava Dart, just to get... Okay, they don't mill a Lava Dart, so we'll go Great Furnace, Inventor's Axe. We're not going to cast Chain Lightning because we need to save that for their other spells. And we'll swing in for 3. Swing in for 3. Okay. Inventor's Axe is now dealt 2 damage. We're hoping for it to deal at least 2 more. Hopefully they just pay 2 and bring back Sneaky Snacker. I mean, they want to kill this, for sure. Let's see what they do here. Okay, they shift to beginning of combat. They Lava Dart. Okay. What do we hit? Hopefully another haste creature so we can equip the axe. Okay, I'm just going to go face with that because we have Metalcraft. Right, go face. They're down to 12. It's another tech hazard. I'm just going to play this mountain and pass. We have enough lands that I'm not overly concerned about some things. They have 1 mana. Like, we can hold on to this Chain Lightning, I think. There's an Epicure. We're just going to tech hazard that. And actually, we won't. We'll take the 1. We have 5 in hand right now. Okay, now we'll go Goblin Tomb Raider, and we are going to tech edge now. So they can't block. I mean, tech hazard. And equip. And swing for 4. Okay, so Inventor's Axe got to deal 4 to them. That's good news. And we are 1 burn spell away from killing them. Okay, what do they do here? They need to kill this dude. They discard a Sneaky Snacker instead, so I think we've likely won. They hit their land that they wanted. Let's see if they kill my Goblin and Tomb Raider. No, it looks like they're just conceding. Alright, so we got game 2 from them. This is kind of the inverse of what happened to me my first game, where I managed to get them. We'll leave this in as it is. I don't... Inventor Axe did look good there. We managed to get in for 4. But... So maybe we shouldn't be running the Relic of Progenitus, but I just feel like it's a liability. They've shown that they'll aggressively go after our creatures. We'll keep this. This is a turn 1 Goblin Bushwhacker or a turn 1 Relic of Progenitus. It depends if they leave the mountain open. Like, I don't really want to play into this, like, hey, play my Tomb Raider. It gets bolted right away, and so instead I'm just going to go this into Relic of Progenitus. And that way they can't really go turn to what's it called? What is it called? Sneaky Snacker. Let's see if they tap out here. Good, they tap out. Kind of bad that that's something that I need to attempt to bolt. Hopefully we draw just a regular bolt. We don't. So I'm going to go this. Okay, draw. Mountain, not the best. Oh, I messed up. That should not have been the mountain. Oh well, lava spike. So that, I should have played the Great Furnace. That was just kind of automatic, so I could have bolted this Kaseg. Let's see what they do here. So now I think because of that arguable misplay, we might be trying something different here. Let's see. Okay, a second one, eh? So what do we do about the second one? I think we still bolt the first. Okay, and a mountain. Okay, they get in for one. We'll bolt the second. We'll bolt one of them. Because we're not going to be erasing that. All right, here's what we do. We go... Do we go Great Furnace? All right, so I think what we do is we go Great Furnace. We go Goblin Tomb Raider. Hope they don't bolt it and that they just block it. And then we can go Tech Edge Galv Blast. They might just bolt this, though. Or take it. Like, I am bleeding, but I feel like... Okay, so they decline. Galv Blast. Okay, end step. Alright, so looking like because they didn't bolt this, we probably could have been just swinging for 2 this whole time. So maybe I was being a little overly cautious there. So there's a suplex on what? On our relic. We will just sacrifice it to draw a card. And we draw the axe. Hopefully our thing doesn't die here. Searing Blaze. So that's the worst way of it dying. They get in. We're down to 13. The good news is our opponent is low on cards in hand now. We have double Tech Edge. Not what we really want to see. That is good, though. Clockwork Percussionist. And Inventor's Axe. Equip here. Heal to all. Combat. A third Tech Edge would actually be okay in this spot. And I think I am going to play this land because I'm looking to sack Synthesizer next turn. We are in a bit of trouble, though, because they have this Kaseg Flame Breather in hand, and they're dealing just tons of damage to us with it. Really don't want to lose the first game here, though. Feel like I kind of really should have just played the dude. Let's see. Hopefully this is just flashback Faithless looting. It's not. Alright, they get in for 1. We're down to 10. They only have 1 card in hand, so that's good for us. We are going to go Tectonic Hazard here. Alright, so, actually, yeah, Tectonic Hazard. Now we'll go sacrifice this. Let's see what we hit off the top. Okay, no response. That was a decent hit. Play the Mountain and Goblin Tomb Raider. We are at 10, though. So there's a possibility that we die. But this puts him down to 6. So we have a shot here. There's Lava Dart on our Goblin. They have 0 cards in hand now. What do we reveal? Another Tomb Raider. That's a good reveal. So we don't want to see draw 2s out of them. That is what we don't want to see. We will likely put the Inventor's Axe on one of these Goblin dudes. We are going to chump the... Do we chump? Okay, they discard something. Okay, a land. I think we don't chump because we don't want this to die. We just take it, go down to 8. Okay, they don't actually do it. Alright, so now we can go Goblin Tomb Raider. And I'm going to sacrifice this one too. Alright, we just hit a land. Play the land. Equip up a Goblin Tomb Raider. Combat, swing in. Alright. We can deal 2 more damage to them. If they block with this Kessig, we can kill it. So that's good, combat damage. They are going to kill our Samurai here. They're at 3. We can go Tech Edge to kill their Kessig. They're going to Lava Dart to kill our Samurai token. Right, yield to all. Okay, they're at 2. We only have 1 damage in hand with our Tech Edge. Let's see what they do here. I feel like how they win was drawing a, what's it called? Well, they didn't have it, but it would have been grab the prize into discard Fiery Temper, draw Fire Blast. That would do it. All right, so we ended up winning match 1. That's good. A little bit of a nail biter there. Despite, like, I guess our arguable misplay. I mean, it was 100% a misplay of not playing our Great Furnace. Although having that extra land did come in handy later on in the later game. One of the things I was considering was running Forgotten Cave, but it's just so important for your land to enter the battlefield untapped with this deck that I just don't think it's worth it. Yeah, Flood is a problem, but, like, it can happen, and actually happens somewhat regularly as well, which is surprising. Like I remember there was one league where I was continually drawing 8 or 9 lands and like within the top 15, which is crazy. All right, so now we're on to match 2. I'm glad that we won the first one. This is a decent hand. We'll keep it. We're going to lead on the Reckless Lackey. Then probably going to go Ginger Brute Chain Lightning. All right, keep. We are still recording. Always checking on that, making sure we're okay. I'm a little worried that my computer deleted like that video when I started recording another league. So I tried uploading. All right, so this is a bad matchup. Well, 100%. I know this. They just have so much life gain. It's going to be a problem for us. I don't know if I really want to bring in my relics, but I think I do because they have prismatic strands. So that can translate into damage for us. Okay, they go Boros Garrison. So they're going to negate some of our stuff. We're going to go double Ginger Brute and get a clock on. More Ginger Brutes, that's funny. So Ginger Brute. I don't think they run Field Wipe in the main. Ginger Brute. And 3. This could, though, be... I could be mistaken on what this is. This might be Boros Synth. This is also a bad matchup. I mean, there's just so many bad matchups for Burn because of how popular it is. They gain another life. All right, we're just going to go... Hope they don't have Electrickery. Looks like they do, but we're playing into it because that is what our deck does. Plays into Electrickery. All right, get in there. Okay, no Electrickery. That's great. Okay, what do they do now? All right, they go Faithless Looting. I'm guessing they're going to discard some number of things. Next turn, we're going to go Experimental Synthesize. Okay, Sneaky Snacker in the graveyard. And what do they do now? Flash it back. Doesn't bring back the Snacker. So they didn't see hardly any life gain this time, which is surprising. Inside Out. Okay, so this is not well, I mean, they still have a lot of life gain. All right, so we're going to go Synth. We need to be cognizant of Inside Out, which means into Lava Spike. And I will play this Mountain because we have the Synthesizer on the board. And we'll likely be Lightning Bolting them on the end step. We could also just Chain Lightning them now. Yeah, I think it's right to Chain Lightning them now because this is a deck that runs Prismatic Strands. Okay, your turn. We have lethal through prismatic strands. Not anymore, we don't. Okay, so they bring back their sandstorm or sandstone. Sandstorm Eidolon. They gain 2 life, so they're up to 6. We don't have lethal through prismatic strands anymore, but we do have lethal if they don't have prismatic strands. So what are they doing? They are pausing. They could gain some life here. Okay, pursue the past, puts them up to 6, but that still doesn't save them. We'll just show them the bolt. 7, still doesn't save them. We'll just show them the bolt here. Okay, and bolt you. And this should get the concession. Alright, so we should run relics here. It gets rid of their pursue the pasts. They probably run prismatic strands. I don't think we want tectonic hazard, although it does deal with sneaky snacker, but I think that's not worth running in. We do want relics. Question is, what do we cut relics for? I'm thinking that the first striking reckless lackeys aren't as necessary, but I don't want to go below 16 creatures. So I think that means I should cut 1. I like Inventor's Axe here. They don't have that many ways of blocking besides their sneaky snackers, which is a bit of a problem. Tech Edge would be nice to be able to like get those off the table and swing in. We'll cut one synthesizer. Now, because I think I'd rather have something that's unblockable than something that has first strike, but I don't know how I feel about that. We'll run it like this. I think the unblockable's better. I don't want to bring in Tech Edge solely for their Tectonic. I keep calling it Tech Edge. You can tell I played Modern during during the past, like the 2015, 2016 era or something like that. So, yeah, I believe this is okay. We do want the relics because they run prismatic strands. They have life gain stuff in their graveyard. I don't think it's worth running Tectonic Hazard just for their sneaky snackers, although Tectonic Hazard plus Relic is pretty sweet against them. I do like the Inventor's Axe. Gingerbread's colorless, so it gets through a lot of things. Okay, this does not have haste, but I'm going to keep it anyway. I mean, 2 lands, triple burn, no first turn artifact is unfortunate. Best draw would be Great Furnace, or like a Gingerbread or a other artifact creature. Okay, that's a good draw. That means we can go double Goblin Tomb Raider next turn. All right, get in there for 1. We are weak to them having like Plains, Tireless Tribe, Inside Out. Okay, they just draw some cards and gain some life. Bringing back Sneaky Snacker. Do we bolt the Sneaky Snacker, or do we let the Goblin Tomb Raider? I'm actually not sure what we do about that Sneaky Snacker. I think we might just want to bolt it so that we can just continue getting in. All right, attack. 6. That's a good question. I think that is right. They gain some life here. I guess we bolt their Sneaky Snacker so we can just continue getting in. Or do we let them trade with the Goblin Tomb Raider? All right, Chain Lightning here. Okay. I would like to play this Epicure, but I'm just going to go for the Goblin Tomb Raider instead. Sure, they might be able to bolt our Clockwork Percussionist to, like, save 3 points of damage. What is this? Oh, Suplex. All right. So that's unfortunate. Oh, nice. We haven't played a land this turn. Will dare an Epicure? Always had it. All right, there we go. And swinging for 6. That was lucky. And we have lethal coming in on the backswing, so that's good. We have Chain Lightning plus Lava Spike. So this the Tireless Tribe matchup has a worse matchup against Sperm from what I can see during this game than the one that's just generally mid-range. So sorry for keeping checking on the recording. I'm just super paranoid right now. That does save them because we can only do 2, 4, 6. No, wait, no, it doesn't. We have 12 exactly. So they are dead. We'll just go Lava Spike, Chain Lightning, and show them that they're dead. All right, so Lava Spike, Chain Lightning, and this should get the concession. Okay, they don't concede. Combat, swing with all creatures. All right, so 2-0. There we go, return to details. And we'll go to match 3. I'm really hoping to cruise through this league because I was really hoping to get a video uploaded today. Now, I do have 2 other videos. Well, one's kind of... the audio messed up at the last match. So oh, barf. So that's not good for me. Okay, they are either a very good burn player or a very good Fae player. We're going to keep this. We will bottom the synthesizer because we want the lands. Yes, if there's a land on top of my library, I would rather have that synthesizer. And we're just going to lead on the Clockwork Percussionist here, and then we're going to go Ginger Brute after that. Hold open Bolt. Okay, swing in for 1. Contaminated Aquifer. So they are on UB Fae, which is not good for me. Okay, that was good for me. Now, hopefully they don't have, what's it called? Fumes. But all their fairies block our creatures pretty well. So if they go like 2 fairies, that's a problem. Okay, so what is this? Oh, Contaminated Aquifer, Island Swamp. All right, next turn. So we're just going to swing in with these creatures and see what happens. I don't want to play into their Spell Starter Sprite. If they do cast a Spell Starter Sprite, I don't even know if I bolt it. All right, combat damage. Okay, they just take it. End step. They go Brainstorm, no response. We'll double Lightning Bolt them if they tap out. We're not going to play into even to a single blue mana, though. I think we just keep attacking in and put the onus on them to do something. Okay, combat. Swing in. There was an argument for playing this mountain first before attacking, because what if they run something? Play mountain and step. And we are just holding open our burn as much as we can. What are they doing with that? That is an Augur or Bolus. No response. Do we... I don't think we care about that Augur or Bolus right now. Okay, always yield. They have a Suffocating Fumes, which is going to be good for them next turn. So here, I'm just going to go Bolt your face because they're not going to tap out. So Bolt your face. They will go Spell Starter Sprite, and then we'll bolt their Spell Starter Sprite. Well, that's interesting. If I go second bolt, they Spell Starter Sprite, that's bad for me. So we'll just go to the next turn. Okay, Chain Lightning. And we'll bolt their Spell Starter Sprite. I feel like we have it here, but we might not. Here's a counterspell. All right, no response. Lava Spike. And Lightning Bolt. All right, combat. They should concede here. Yeah, and they do. Okay, so we stole one. We stole game 1. Like I said, I do like the going under of this deck, but like it does require them to. So this is 100% UB Fae, right? So we need Tectonic Hazard. We want Pyroblast. Question is, do you want this many Pyroblasts? I think we do. I am going to go down on Inventor's Axes. And I'm going to go down on, like, a couple Ginger Brutes. I really don't like cutting my Lava Spikes, but I feel like I have to. I don't want to bring in Relic of Progenitus. We have 16 creatures. The early creatures are so important. We're going to bring in the Ginger Brutes back in. I really like Inventor's Axe as well. This is so very, very difficult. So I need to cut the Inventor's Axe. I don't want to go down any more of my burn. Early creatures is so important, but I guess I can cut down, like... I have 3 cuts I need to make, and I don't want to cut anything. Is it Synthesizer? I guess because we are running... yeah, we'll cut down the Synthesizer, bring in another Inventor's Axe. The reason why I'm cutting my synths is we have Pyroblasts and such. It's not as desirable to reveal a Pyroblast to that. And we are still running 18 creatures, so Inventor's Axe can probably get in there. We just need these Tectonic Hazards for all their fairies. I'm assuming they run a lot of fairies here. We're going to keep this. Or hopefully we can go Great Furnace into Goblin. Okay, so they have the 1 blue open. So I'm not going to play into their blue trick, like their Hydroblast. I'm just going to play a Ginger Brew because it doesn't get Hydroblasted. And I'm going to swing in for 1. And then next turn I can go Goblin Tomb Raider, hold up Pyro. Alright, next turn. Here we go. Okay, Goblin Tomb Raider. Okay, they go counter spell. We will counter that counter spell with our Pyroblast. I would very much like to get this Inventor's Axe down, but I need to wait for my moment to do it. And we'll swing in for 3. Okay, there we go. So they didn't have Hydroblast of note, otherwise they would have cast a Hydroblast there, I think. Okay, they do that, so that lets us go Inventor's Axe. So we're definitely going to Chain Lightning that. You could try and blow them out by going, like, make this unblockable Inventor's Axe. But I just feel like that's not what I want to be doing. Okay, they had the black thing open. We're going to put the axe onto the Ginger Brute still. Next turn. Land would be actually a decent draw here, so... Chain Lightning. Inventor's Axe. Right onto here. Yield to all. Combat. Swinging for 5. So now they're incentivized to kill this Ginger Brute. They probably have more ways of doing... Well, I mean, Hydroblast kills this. They're also kind of incentivized to Hydroblast the Inventor's Axe. So they play that. We're just going to go Tech Hazard and hope that they don't have anything but a Spell Starter Sprite. So Tectonic Hazard. Let's see if they have Spell Starter Sprite here. Okay, so counter spell. No response. So now I need to think for a bit. I do think I Lightning Bolt this ninja. Alright, combat, and we'll swing in for 5. They're down to 6, but we've used all of our reach, removing their blockers, which isn't good. Okay. I just swing in here, right? Because Spell Starter Sprite's bad for me. Yeah, we'll just swing in. Okay, attack. Okay, there's a Flash and Spell Starter Sprite. So we will make this unblockable. No response. So I'm glad I didn't play into their Spell Starter Sprite. They block, they go down to 3, and we have lethal available right now. Alright, end step, but we need to wait on that. Because I don't want to play it into another Spell Starter Sprite. Let's see what they do here. So we're very close to winning. Very, very close to winning, but... okay, and they just concede. So we managed to beat Barf, which was pretty important. And this is one of the reasons to run the Axe Burn, is because I really feel like it has a better matchup against blue decks. But I'm not 100% sure about that. Alright, 3-0, moving into game Match 4. And of note, we were already down. We were like 2-1 here. Wait, actually, cancel. I'm gonna check to see if it's still raining because I need to go to the store. And if it isn't raining, then I'm gonna walk to the store for a nice little walk. All right, be back to finish the rest of them a little later. Okay, we are back for match 4, 3-0. Pretty happy. I realized what happened was I must have closed my laptop without first stopping the recording, and that's how I lost the footage of this previous league. Though by this point in the previous league, we were 2-1 and not 3-0. So I mean, that's an improvement. Yeah. So like I said at the end of the last game, I think this deck plays better into UX tempo than Madness Burn plays into UX tempo because we just have 41 drops. So it's pretty. Sorry, 42 1 drops. So if as long as you hit your land drops for like the first 3 land drops, it'll be pretty hard to out-tempo you. Yeah, this is very, very good. So we're going to keep this, hopefully leading on Goblin Tomb Raider. I am recording, right? Yes, I am. So it's another burn deck. The question is, do we play into Lightning Bolt? I am just going to lead on this Voldaren Epicure. Yeah, I'll lead on Voldaren Epicure. Like, maybe I'm being too cautious. It's just they have this mountain open. Pretty mountain, by the way, actually. I'm hoping that they tap out so that I can swing. Oh, okay, this isn't what I thought it was. So we can go Goblin Tomb Raider. I wonder, okay, Alma's the Vein. Pretty lands. I like this person's land choice. I also chose my mountains to match this one too. This is pretty good though. So we're going to go Reckless Lackey into... Oh! Why would I do that? I really needed to get the axe down. Oh well, axe will be coming in next turn then. Wow, I need to get my head in the game here. So they are down to that. We're -1 damage right now because we should have had axe down at this point. So what do they do here? We want to put the axe onto the Reckless Lackey. I think that was my thinking. So just not really all that great. Okay, they have 3 mana. They go Voldaren Epicure. They have 2 black available. I don't think they have 1 black removal in the main. I believe Dark Withering is not for that. So we're just going to go Clockwork Percussionist now. Swing in, and whatever they don't block, we'll put our axe on. Okay, attack. Okay, so they're going to flash in an imp. Yield to all. We'll put the axe on whatever they block then with the imps in order to trade and save some damage. No response. Okay, declare blockers. Let's see how they block. Maybe they block the 1/2 for a strike. That'd be the best case scenario. That is awesome. All right, Adventure's Axe. Equip here for a strike. Yield to all. Coming in handy. All right, first strike combat damage. All right, so maybe not playing that axe actually kind of worked out for us as a combat trick. Still think the additional damage would have been better though. So we're going to go Reckless Lackey. Okay, what are they doing now? So wonder if they can gain some more life. They bring back their imp, not their imp, their snacker. And what do they discard? Alms of the Vein. Yeah, that's not good. So we do get to come in for a significant amount of damage. We get to Lava Spike them. We're going down to 11. I don't think they can kill us from 11. So we're going to go Reckless Lackey. Lava Spike. We're going to hold this mountain, I guess? No. We're not going to hold the mountain. We're going to play it because it lets us bolt on their end step. Okay, swing in. Alright, they're down to 8. We'll put them down to 5 on the end step. They've seen 2 Alms of the Vein already. We'll find out if the -1 damage matters. Again, we got to kind of surprise them, though, so we're going down to 10. Can they kill us from 10? Not without Fire Blast, I don't think. But based on their choice... Oh, come on. I, used this website for, some, magazine things for one of my lessons, and now they constantly... I constantly get these pop-ups from, Google now. It's really, really frustrating. They send 3 of the same thing, too. It's like, if I didn't click the first time, why did I click after that? So we have 3, 5, 7 damage coming in. Let's see if they swing in with a Sneaky Snacker. End the festivities, eh? So they get rid of one of our creatures. I wonder if they get rid of, if they have 2 end the festivities here. Right, always yield. Like, this makes sense they have 2 end the festivities. If they do we bolt the Sneaky Snacker? They have double end the festivities. Okay, so that's really confusing. Why would you do 1 end the festivities and reveal a card to me? That's really confusing. All right, Lightning Bolt you. Down to 5. We can put him down to 2. All right, so we probably have it. We'll play the Great Furnace. Yeah, we almost definitely have it. Yeah, combat. They would need to be able to gain instant speed life here. I don't think they can. They can probably kill our Reckless guy. We can sacrifice it to draw a card. All right. Okay, no response. Declare blockers. Combat damage. And combat damage. And Lightning Bolt. All right, so we got their game 1. A cheeky main deck and the festivities. I don't understand why they did that. That seemed to make less sense. I mean, we had the Lightning Bolt in hand anyway, so it didn't really make a difference. All right, so against this deck, we don't actually bring in Relic Progenitus. Question is, do we want Tectonic Hazard? I think we brought it in last time, so I think we do. We don't want Smash the Smithereens. It's just not worth going after their blood tokens. They can easily sack them. I think we want our creatures. The thing is, we want Tectonic Hazard over Lava Spike? I think no. Oh man, this is so hard. Alternatively, we could just run it back, and if they have Snacker, they have Snacker, because I don't like going down on Lava Spike. It just deals so much more damage than Tectonic Hazard does, but honestly, I think that is what we need to do here. So Hazard, like they have like the Epicures, they have the other things. It makes sense to me to have, they have like Epicure, they have Sneaky Snacker, it clears blockers. It makes sense. They have their own Tectonic Hazards, or their end the festivities, rather. We could also get rid of Synthesizer, which is interesting, and leave in some things. So that is interesting. We're going to lead on Voldaire and Epicure here, and then next turn go Tomb Raider into Lackey. We have a pretty good heavy creature setup here. We're pretty well insulated against 1 copy of End the Festivities. The question is, how insulated are we against 2? Hopefully we draw an artifact land? No, but we did draw an Experimental Synthesizer. Now the question is, would that be better as a Lava Spike? Like, maybe I could do some, like, combination of Duress, so they're going to get either a Synthesizer or a Galv Blast. Probably a Galv Blast, I'd have to imagine. And I think we play the Tomb Raider into the Lightning Bolt this time, unfortunately. Like, I don't really want to, but... I mean, okay, we'll just go to Tomb Raider then. All right, Tomb Raider. Or, you know what? We'll go to Reckless Lackey. 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 And just have them hold open that that bolt spell. This might be a little too big brain, but it really looks like they have Lightning Bolt open. Okay, 1 more damage. All right, we're going to go 1 Goblin Tomb Raider now. And we're going to try and get this... Actually, we'll go 2 Goblin... Well, if they have double End the Festivities, this goes really, really poorly for me. But we're going to go for it anyway. Combat. Attack with all creatures. So we're hoping to dodge double End the Festivities. Okay, it looks like that is in fact what they have. We should have played an Inventor's Axe. No, they don't have double End the Festivities, at least not yet. They go Alms of the Vein to gain 3 life, put us down to 13. Alright. Inventor's Axe does not give us Metalcraft. We're going to put it onto our Reckless Lackey. Heal to all. And I guess we just hold this mountain for now. That's 2, 4, 7, 10. Looks like they're conceding. All right, so we are 4-0. Can we pull off a 5-0 with Reckless? I don't know idea what to call this burn deck. Just it's Sly. That's what it is. It's like the most classic Sly deck of all Sly, like of any Sly deck I've seen in Pauper. Even more so than Rally Red. I think Rally Red is well, no, it's just a no, it doesn't have as much of the face spells like Lava Spike, Light. We have run 16 of those. In classic Sly decks, you have like a higher density of that. In Rally Red, they really only run Lightning Bolt and Gal Blast from what I've seen, which is 8. I mean, it's still definitely Sly, but not as Sly as running 16. So what to name this deck? Axe Red? Red Axe? I don't know. Axes and bolts? No idea. 41 drop? 42 1 drop? I don't know. I have no idea what to call this. If you can think of a really good, funny pun name for this deck, please drop it in the comment because I feel like there has to be something about asking a question or something like that. This is a horrible hand. So we're going to mulligan. Much better. We are going to bottom this experimental synthesizer. We could bottom a land, but I feel like that's just too risky. So bottom the synth. We just want to leave the damage in hand here. And we will go Great Furnace into Goblin Tomb Raider, into Epicure Spike, keep, bottom the synth. Now, Synthesizer is a good, like, card advantage card, but I think we just... Okay, so this is Affinity. Not a good matchup for us. We're hoping to go get in under them. All right, Goblin Tomb Raider. Hopefully they can't kill it this turn, and hopefully there isn't a... what's it called in our future? Refurbished Familiar. There isn't. That's good. We can now go Mountain Lava Spike, and unfortunately we're probably going to be discarding... Okay, no, we drew another Mountain. That's good. So now we can go Voldaire and Epicure. Okay, deal them 1. And next turn we're going to try and go double Lava Spike. And Lava Spike. So the weakness of this deck versus Madness Burn is that Madness Burn is much better dealing with life gain. This deck doesn't deal with life gain very well, particularly like lifelink creatures. So hopefully they just go like, okay, maybe they have Krark. Okay, they draw 2. That's good for us. Well, not good for us, but it's better than other things they could have cast. Hopefully this is just a card that doesn't do anything. I'll even take a Gal Blast. Alright, so it looks like they do have Gal Blast. Do we draw something relevant? We do. That's good. So we're actually going to go play the Mountain. Lava Spike. I guess we should be doing this post-combat, but it is what it is. Okay, combat. We're hoping that they bolt now. Alright, Inventor's Axe. We'll equip it to this one. Heal to all. Alright, they're down to 3. If they don't have some way of gaining life, we have a real good shot at winning. We have 2 looks for it at the top because we have the blood token. Alright, let's see what they have. They need to deal with this, which is going to be pretty easy with them to deal. They have refurbs and so forth. Triple Lava Spike looks pretty cool. We haven't seen any other forms of bolt, so I feel like we have a good shot at getting a bolt. What we don't want to see is a refurb into a... Okay, so they can gain 2 life here and put themselves up to 5. Which is what's happening. Unfortunate. Yeah, they're just so good at gaining life, this deck. It's brutal. They're going to wait to do it, well, the attack, so our best draw just became Lightning Bolt. Or Gal Blast. Actually, Gal Blast would be better. And this is what they're pondering. Like, hey, are they going to draw Lightning Bolt or Galvanic Blast? Okay, so they decide it's not worth risking it. They're just going to sacrifice a land now to gain 2. We would like to draw a hasty creature now. And Annihil Spellbomb, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, they don't have the things. Well, we would have had lethal if it wasn't for that thing. So they're down to 2. Would have rather drawn... That's our 4th lava spike. Would have rather drawn a hasty creature. Now what they need... Now what we don't want to see is a refurb into a gain 2... Into like a gain life spell. So they can gain 2 life by sacrificing their black thing. Alright. Synth. Let's knock the top. Knock knock. Are you there? Well, I mean, we'll cast it. We're not going to... So we could equip the axe. We're not going to equip the axe. So we equip the axe, that's force blocks. So I guess we do equip the axe. And that way they are forced to block and we could draw into a burn spell. Okay, they Galv Blast. Do we draw a burn spell? No response. No, just another Adventurer's Axe. Sigh. Which we will play now. Because we are looking to hopefully... because we are looking to draw into... Because we hit a land... Actually, if you hit a land, we might want to discard it with a blood token. I don't know. We shall see. They draw a card. Really hoping they miss on life gain here. Galv Blast would kill them through giving this lifelink. Okay, there's Ichor Wellspring. They deal me 1. So they can go up to... They can still go up to 4 with a Reckoner's Bargain. So Galv Blast is... Okay, now they can go up to 9. Oh man, that's brutal. That's not good. So if they have a Reckoner's Bargain, we've probably lost this game. Alright, we're going to sacrifice the Experimental Synthesizer rather than discard. Okay, no response. Play the Mountain. Play an Epicure. They're down to 1. And we're going to try and loot into things. Now, okay, what is this? Is this Galv Blast face? No, it's Galv Blast that dude. Alright, so we're definitely not blocking with the Epicure. Oh, man. They draw some more cards. Really hoping to dodge Reckoner's Bargain or that, like, Toxin Analysis. Or another Toxin Analysis. Okay, they bolt our dude again. They get in. They have 1 card remaining. Is it a life gain spell? We have 2 looks for burn. We're hoping to draw... To not have to use them and just draw naturally. Now the question is, if we draw a creature, do we go for the creature? Alright, Chain Lightning. Do you have the life gain? They have the life gain. That's unfortunate. Okay, so they gain 7. We're down to 6. They're down to 2. We're probably dead next turn. Sorry, down to 5. Wow, so close at getting there. So close. Just on that, you could taste it. It's tantalizing. So tantalizing. The problem is this is just such a bad matchup for us because of all their life gain. They didn't have the Reckoner's Bargain for a while, but they had a lot of time to draw it. We're dead to Galv Blast. We're dead to Chaining. That was a land. That's good. I don't see how we can possibly win, though, because they're at 5. Okay, they're going to bring back their Mirror Enforcer and their Krauk. So they play Krauk. They play Mirror Enforcer. We need to hit... I don't think there's any card... Like, I guess Synthesizer... No, I don't think Synthesizer does it. Like, we have this thing, but that doesn't do it. Alright, discard Tomb Raider. We have Ginger Brute. And if we had 2 more energy, this would actually do it. So... I mean, I think it was still right to do that play. With equipping the axe to the dude just to make them bolt it. But... maybe not, because 2 more energy, we could have swung in for 5 there and killed them. But we didn't. So Scappy takes game 1. We have to hope to get lucky these post-board games, because it gets worse for us post-board. Game 1's incredibly important to win, and while we got close, we ultimately couldn't get there. We just kept knocking the top of our library and not getting there. So we have 2 Smash Smithereens. I like Inventor's Axe. It's a little risky into Kraut Clan Shaman. So now the question is, I don't think I really want to get rid of that many lava spikes, if any at all. I feel like that might be a little better than the board. I can get rid of one axe and two lackey then, or should it be, we'll do a shave like this. Yeah, we'll do this as a shave. Yeah, I like this. This is what we'll do. We'll just kind of shave down a little bit. Shaving down on Inventor's Axe because it doesn't always get there. Now, to be fair, yeah, a third Inventor's Axe somewhere along the lines. I mean, instead of land, we could have got there by making the Gingerbread unblockable. All right. This is keepable. We'll keep it. We are desperately looking for lands off the top. Lands off the top in this hand becomes very, very good. We'll lead on Clockwork Percussionist. Then we're going to go into Goblin Tomb Raider. We need to be careful we're not going too wide on the board, though. And the reason for that is the Clan analysis. If they make us discard, we discard the Epicure. But it's not going to be this turn. I imagine it's a tap land this turn. We don't want to see untap land. Okay, there is the Drossfire Bridge next turn. Not a land, that's unfortunate. What we're hoping they do is we're hoping that to draw land off the top, and then we're hoping to Inventor's Axe plus Chain Lightning. I think we're holding this Epicure back to discard. All right, they have double red open. This is just a Ica Wellspring. That's what we wanted to see. Inventor's Axe is going on the Clockwork Percussionist. Hopefully we draw land. We do. Okay, so Inventor's Axe onto the Clockwork Percussionist. We're not going to play the Epicure. Yield to all. We're just going to hold open Lightning Bolt in order to bolt in response to a Clan Death Touch thing. Slash bolt on the end step. All right, they're down to 11. We might cast this Epicure later. We'll see what happens. Okay, there's blue. All right, I think we got them here. Lightning Bolt. Okay, well, I mean, they're going to bolt something. Okay, they bolt our Clockwork. We're going to re-equip the axe to the garden. What we want to see right now is a land. That's good, because that means we can do a bunch of things. So we don't actually need to equip the axe right now. We can, because we have lethal without equipping the axe. So we're just going to swing in here. See if they have another Galv Blast. Okay. All right, great. Chain Lightning and Lightning Bolt. So now, match 3 on the draw. It's going to be a lot harder. That's why it's so important to win game 1 against them. We got very, very close. We ultimately couldn't close it out. So what we're hoping to see is either they mulligan pretty low, or they have non-indestructible lands and we're able to just like stuff them with our Smash to Smithereens. I am liking how I've boarded. I don't think we should go down on synthesizers. I think the amount of synthesizers we have is good. Inventor's Axe is also good, but it's a little risky. I think what we have is right. We can't keep this, unfortunately. We really wanted to go to strong 7 here. Let's see. They kept... Oh, no, they mulliganed to 6. We're going to go to 6. We'll keep this. All right, keep. We'll bottom the synthesizer. Done. I mean, synthesizer is a good card. It's just we have good cards in hand already. I don't think it's better than anything else we have. They mulligan to 5 cards. That's great. We needed that to happen. They lead with a tap land. We're hoping to be able to get the axe down. Like maybe they just play an Ichor Wellspring next turn. Not a good draw. I mean, it's okay into the face of something like a Refurbished Familiar. But we'll see. So we're hoping that they don't play a creature. They just play a tap land and then tap this for like something else. All right, so unfortunately, they're leaving open 1 red. So we're going to go Reckless Lackey. We're going to try and put the axe on the Vildaran Epicure. All right, combat. They'll probably bolt it, but I feel like I just need to. Oh, why would they do that? That, I have Inventor's Axe. Like, that's insane to me. And put it onto the Epicure. Yield to all. That's my cat. He wants some attention. I'm almost done. So that, a little bit of laziness on our opponent's part there might go a long way. Oh, hopefully go a long way. We don't have Metalcraft yet. We're going to keep this mountain in hand. Really want to get a 5-0 here. Okay, what do they do? If they play Refurb, do we Chain Lightning it? I don't know. Next turn. We're going to play a Goblin Tomb Raider. And we're going to move to combat and swing in. They could have Hydro Galvblast, which would be unfortunate for us. But we're not bringing in Pyroblast against a 3-color deck. Alright, they don't have double red open, so I'm just going to Chain Lightning them now. And Manamorphose would be wild out of them. We're not... They could have double Refurb, but we don't have Metalcraft. What are they doing? They're sacrificing one of their lands with a Reckoner's Bargain. That's great for us. That's one less Reckoner's Bargain that they can gain life with. What do they do here? Hopefully they just tap out for a Ichor Wellspring, then we draw an artifact and win. That's what we're hoping for. Ah, boo. Boo earns. Alright, so they can probably gain 3 life here. Yeah, that's unfortunate. We're hoping for a haste creature off the top now. Alright. They did... Oh, okay, awesome. They did have to sacrifice a land for that as well. So that's good for us. Alright, equip up. We now have Metalcraft, so I'm just going to gal them now while they're tapped out. And put them to 4. Next turn, we're going to try and probably knock with this blood token to see if we can kill them. Alright, Ventress Axe has done some number of damage. I haven't been keeping track. Alright. We're going to play the Great Furnace. We're going to discard a land. Alright, move to combat. Swing in. I imagine they... Okay, they go to 1. Do we get there? Oh my goodness, did we just 5-0? Please don't have Hydroblast. Please don't have Hydroblast. Yes! Oh my! Awesome. I'm actually glad that I messed up my recording now. Okay, that is sweet. And we won against a bad matchup. Like I said, we had to get lucky though with the mulling to 5. That was pretty sweet. I'd like to be able to make this bigger. I guess I'll just make everything else smaller. There's a trophy. I don't know why this box is so tiny, but it is. Anyway, we got the trophy, right? Why is everything so weird here? Well, I know we got the trophy because we have 167 new items. All right, close. So what do I think about this deck? Pretty sweet. It is like very susceptible to life gain, as you saw against... Actually, let me go back to my previous deck here. It is very susceptible to life gain, as you saw against Affinity. We don't have nearly enough ways of like going over that. Yes, maybe if you have like a really wide board, you can move through their life gain, but there's a lot of ways of dealing with it. So I shouldn't say it's susceptible to life gain. It's susceptible to life gain and board wipe. But yeah, this is just kind of like a classic style slide deck. It reminds me of the earlier incarnations of like Old Burn, which is I enjoy playing. Like I don't really enjoy playing the Madness Burn. I'd rather just play like Classic Burn or Sly, because that reminds me of like when I first got into Pauper, was playing decks like this. So yeah, that was a league, a pretty sweet one. And I think this will be the 3rd time I said it, but like this versus Madness Burn. Madness Burn is much better at dealing with life gain and playing the control, and playing as a mono red control deck. This deck is better against UX tempo, because you have 42 1-drops. It's crazy. Very hard to out-tempo a deck with 42 1-drops, unless that deck misses land drops, or your opponent's playing Storm, because Storm is the ultimate tempo deck. All right, I think that about sums it up. I hope you enjoyed the league, and I'll see you for the next one.